Miigwech, Nichgo Nishnabek, we mean you Kishikat Nungam. Abshechi Gendam Nungam. George Cody Dishnakas, Gemakan, Cody First Nation. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the Creator. I'd like to acknowledge the Creator for providing us with the buffalo, which gave us life, sustenance, shelter, and a lot of teachings for our way of life. We are a new signatory. I acknowledge we're on Treaty 7 territory. We're on Treaty 4 territory in Saskatchewan. Been 150 years since we signed the treaties. So this year we had the celebrations in our community with a powwow and other events. And I appreciate the prayers from the elders, from our knowledge keepers, and also our leadership and our children. I have with me a family that represents 4 generations. Knowledge keeper Ross Cadot, our cultural coordinator Corey, his daughter Precious, and his baby Delilah. So that's 4 generations as represented here in our community. We have our knowledge keeper Larry Whitehawk as well, and my counselor Brian Shinglish, and our knowledge keeper's wife Sharon Pelly at the back. We really appreciate the hospitality that's been given. I acknowledge all the chiefs and all the counselors that are gathered here today, along with all the children. You know, it's really great to see the children participating in such a special ceremony. And also from our New Zealand, our brothers and sisters here that come to acknowledge the strength that we have as Indigenous people all over the world. And I'd just like to say, on behalf of our Anishinaabe Nation, you know, we're very grateful to be here. And we'd like to say, traveling mercies home. And may the good Lord bless your nations with prosperity and healing. As you know, the darkness that we went through in this treaty that we have with the buffalo is reviving our community. As we received the buffalo 2 years ago from the help of Tier Fund Canada and Loka Koa. You know, they wanted to do a special ceremony with us to bring the buffalo back as a blessing to our people. And when it came back to our community, we just felt the peace and the power of the buffalo running on our land. So with that, I just want to say thank you. I'm going to get my counselor here to say a few words, Brian Shinglish.
Well, I'd like to just say thank you for welcoming us into your Lagaja's land. And it's just an honor to be here and to sign this treaty alongside my family and friends. Yeah, thank you. Miigwech.
And I just want Ross to say what the buffalo means in our language.
The buffalo is all actually symbolism of survival. Of the treaties that we signed, the agreement and the treaties we signed with them. And at one time they tried to annihilate the buffalo to totally get rid of it. But at the same time we survived, and so will our children and our grandchildren for generations to come, as long as we rely on the spiritualism of our Creator and God as we understand Him. And with that, thank you very much. I humbly thank you for your hospitality and the goodness you've shown to strangers. Miigwech.
Tamagitawamagan. Bio Abika Pam when you go and Yamanatoshin in Magi Botawania. Sitawa Sena. Oh, yeah, but I'm going to mental Davis, you can't get out of the game. Some Sinan go missing. I'm even a gate for me once it. Thank you very much for
Good afternoon. I want to thank my Buffalo family at Kainai Blood tribe here for putting on this awesome event. And I want to thank my chief, Erica Bowden, for letting me be here, boxing me to come here to represent House First Nation. My spirit name is Nikamu Mixu, singing off. My English name is Joshua Sagan. And yes, I want to thank you for letting us be here. I brought some of our members here, our culture team, Clarice DeLorme, and our youth rep, Haley Pratt. Thank you.
Kante, Okamao Kisikoas Quasis, Kansas First Nation, Ochinia. My traditional name that I introduced you was daughter of the spirit chief. I want to give thanks to the Buffalo Women's Society for representing the woman, the female of the territory here. I want to thank Leroy. It's very powerful to feel and to be part of this treaty for the Buffalo Treaty. And to the young ladies, Miigwech, Knaskamitin, for all that you've done for the people, and thank you to the Kainai Nation for hosting us and making us feel safe and creating this space for this event. Knaskamitin to everyone in Miigwech, thank you.
I just wanted to say real quickly, Mio Kiksipayo, Nitotumak, Kaketuak Wapi Mosto Sisquel, Kawasis Ochenia. My name is Thundering White Buffalo Woman. I'm from the Kawazis First Nation. Really quickly, I just wanted to come and say to the young ones out there that can hear me right now, it is truly up to us to learn our languages and to learn these teachings and to listen to our elders and our women. We're the ones that are going to bring back our languages and our cultures. So it is up to us to learn these ways and to fully embrace who we are as Indigenous people, as Indigenous youth. We are the ones that are going to help heal our people and our next generation. So to you young ones sitting out there, we're all here for a reason. Creator brought us all here for a reason. No one's here by mistake. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all you beautiful, strong women. You uplift me, and I look up to all of you. Thank you to the Blood Tribe, to the Blackfeet people, for welcoming us Crees into your territory and teaching us your ways. And I look forward to taking these teachings back and doing what I can for my community to uplift our people and bring back the buffalo and our teachings and our songs. So, Anaskaman, thank you.
Hello there. Sorry about that. I just want to acknowledge the Buffalo Chaser Society from Fort Peck Community College. So, thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'm Council Gus Bypass from Mosquito Grizzly Bears Head Leningrad First Nation. And I'm here to sign a new treaty on behalf of the nation. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to the Treaty 10 Buffalo organization for setting this up and for the people coming and making it a reality. I'd also like to thank Buffalo women, our elders, but also our buffalo keepers. There's buffalo handlers that are dedicated and like, sorry, I lost my word, but I'll hand the mic over to our elder.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Edna Mooseman Baker. I'm from Mosquito, Grizzly Bear Head Leanman First Nations. It's a 3-nation reserve. It all goes back to in the 1800s of 3 chiefs coming together to have one reserve of Treaty 4 and Treaty 6. I'm here to represent for our chief, Tanya Stone. She's doing an awesome job taking good care of our First Nations reserve. I remember our reserve was the poorest of Saskatchewan, but now we are the richest of Saskatchewan. And I really appreciate all the hard work that she's doing. And right now she's in Ottawa because she's representing 3 reserves for our reservation. I'd like to thank my nephew Gustav Spyglass for coming here. He's a counselor, and my other nephew, Travis Spyglass, he's the buffalo keeper. We just got 22 buffaloes in April of this last year. We got 6 babies born already, and they're growing. And also, I'd like to acknowledge our land management, Sonia Gardapi, and as well as the land administrator, Jamie Lewis, and Gustav's family, my grandkids, for coming here with us. And I'd like to thank all the ones that have made this all possible for this whole week for all nations. And the buffalo, I'm very happy they have come back to our homes. And like the elder said, the first day we're all family with the buffaloes, and I believe they are. Thank you for the invite. Hi, hi.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I come from up north, northern Saskatchewan. My name is Alvin Chief. The reason I came down here is that I had a dream a couple of weeks ago, and was shown that I was going somewhere where they're honoring some buffalo. And the title I hold on my reservation is that I'm a hereditary chief that was passed down to me from when my brother passed away. And it's very emotional because in our prayers, we include the white buffalo sitting up north. That was one of our symbols of our prayers with our pipes and all. And today I was feeling this emotion, deep emotion that I had. I was supposed to be here, now I'm here. And the way I look at it is that the buffalo is a great symbol of our life, in our culture, in our beliefs also, in my community. Because as a hereditary chief, I have the community and I have to support all the culture activities that have gone into our reserve. Plus, from our territory too, from our clan mothers that I have spoken to, that have brought me here, and to represent them and everybody else in our community. So with this, I understand that it's a great aspect of our life that the buffalo will be returning. And today it's just the first show of everything. And I thank you for everybody for coming here and showing their respects, and with the buffalo and with all our community that have supported us too in being involved in this ceremony. And with their respects and all, I thank you from my heart. Hi, hi.
Okay, Kainai, Tunay Tapi. My name is Eric Tatusis. I come from Pondmaker Cree Nation, Treaty 6. And I'm here representing Treaties 1 to 11 territory. The territory covers 58% of Canada, and a good majority of those reservations in Western Canada have acquired buffalo herds, including us. And we've already have about 7 that have given birth and growing strong. And I occupy a chair as a spokesperson that is sovereign, and in time of any reservation needs help from a sovereign perspective, that I'm there to help out. I thank my good brother here and his people for bringing this treaty alive here. It's not a new practice in Ojempic. It's not new. It's something that tribes have done many times since time immemorial. Let's have a good time, and thank you very much for everything.
Well, hey, Pisa E Nate Diana, Nanana, Rekana, Ho, Nasinhi. We're thankful to be here. My name is Wes Mortel, and as most of you know, I'm from Wind River. And I've got my team with me here today that do a lot of the work for us back on the res. And you all seen the movie that Tasha made the other day. And you seen Jason Baldus and his dad, Dick Baldus, on the screen. And they're the two that really kind of help move things along. And Dick Baldus, Jason's dad, he worked for the Fish and Wildlife Service for quite a while. And so as I mentioned yesterday, or the other day, I work for the Greater Yellowstone Coalition. We're a nonprofit that works to protect the land, waters, and wildlife of the Greater Yellowstone ecosystem. Buffalo are a big part of that ecosystem. And the Wind River Reservation, we're also part of that Greater Yellowstone ecosystem. So my team I've got with me, I'm going to let them introduce ourselves. Shayna Drimmel works with the Greater Yellowstone Coalition. She's an expert on buffalo in the park and how they deal with park. Colleen Friday is one of our organizers. She works for the Greater Yellowstone Coalition also. And I'm going to turn it over to Albert, because Albert's one of our main hands, and I just wanted him to share a little bit about how he's been able to keep things moving and get things going and what that feels like.
Zan Tabe Danaya, Be a Great Easy Geek. My name is Albert Mason. I am Eastern Shoshone tribal member, and as Wes said, I work with Jason Valdez, with your TBI. But a lot of my role as a master's grad student is just to be on the ground and the hand for Jason. Jason's always advocating for buffalo work, buffalo conservation. So he needs a crew, a reliable crew back home to look after the buffalo. So there's a crew of like 10 or so of us now who kind of do a lot of the admin. We have a new associate director we just hired on, a new communications director. And some grad students and a lot of maintenance workers. So he has a good crew, and I'm here to represent all of them and the Eastern Shoshone tribe and to reaffirm our reconnection to buffalo and the renewal of buffalo traditions and values, all that.
You know, I'd just like to finish up by just saying ho-ho to Leroy and everybody here. You know, just visiting and talking around, I made a lot of new relations and new friends. You know, it's really amazing how small a world it is. I talked to a lot of people that say they have relatives in Wind River. So I said, I'm going back to the res and let them know I met you guys. You got a lot of relatives up here. So, ho, everybody. Glad to see all of you. Good to be here. Ho.
We want to thank our Wind River brothers and sisters as signatories to the Buffalo Treaty. And they're now coming to renew that treaty by being here to sign and re-sign the Buffalo Treaty. Huh. Okay. Dansa. Ah. Khesarhat Hesia. I said hello in 3 different tribal languages because I'm a part of all of those 3 different tribes. I'm a member of the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes of Western Montana. And I'm here today with my Stim Chad, my daughter. She's on our tribal council. And we're here to represent the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes today. I would like to start by saying, in our language, Eshe'ed, Pexlemtum, Yoka Orchamosh, Yoka Aswitsu, Lucinio Peotu, Opotica Ala Esput en Wehu, Wesput es, Luka Stori, Luka Orchamosh, Peop Shake, Pekasan Pooish. Kind of what I said in English is, first of all, we give thanks to our ancestors for the strength that they give us, that we're still here today. I ask them to give us, to help us to follow along in their way of life. And Leroy here is a wonderful representation of what we ask for in our humble way. And all of those that assist him on this journey. You know, it was a gentleman who came from our tribes, and I can't speak for the family, but I can speak from it from a tribal perspective. Atatit said he wanted to come and bring the buffalo home to our homeland in Montana. And the elders, the chiefs at the time, they wanted to come to the prairie to play games and to have war and to make friendships with the various tribes. And so it was kind of a 50-50. And after more than a few days, he gave up on wanting to bring the buffalo back home. But his son, his name was Tlat-Ati, he was able to bring some orphan buffalo home to our country. And I believe that's where a lot of this buffalo here in Alberta come from originally. And so with great respect to that family, I wanted to mention that. You know, and I want to thank also my newfound relative, Kurt Buffalo, who gave me this just now. You know, because I have people up in Musqueam's country that I don't know. And then I have people here in the Kainai Nation. And I have people back home, of course, on the Salish and the Grobons. You know, it's an honor today to reaffirm signing the treaty. I signed it with my advisor, Johnny R. Lee, when it was brought to us in Pablo, Montana. And we just really appreciate him and all the effort he's done for our people. So I represent a small group of people. We call ourselves Uyuchiskeri. We call ourselves the Red Hand people. We're trying to keep our tradition and cultural ways alive, which is fast moving away from us. So we want to restore it. We want to restore our strength in that, you know. So we can say, Pes Putem, Yoselish and Odamis. You know, it's in honor of our ancestors that we're trying to move forward with these things. And the Rainbow Treaty of 1855, one of my generational grandfathers, Bear Track, signed that. And here again, we're part of the Blackfeet Nation. Thank you for inviting us. And then we, as a descendant of Bear Track, again, will reaffirm our commitment, though, to a treaty that I heard on this journey that is by Indigenous, for Indigenous, on behalf of the Buffalo. And we thank you. Let them.
You know, the Salish Kootenai were one of the original signatories to the Buffalo Treaty back in 2014. So they're coming to renew their commitment to the Buffalo. And we want to thank them for that.
Ayun, kita makakyo katam skat na o uta kauchi. Yo kami na itiyo si kapi takotik. Kapi nakatamik skuteno wow. Hinanaos ko mo yan, di state takotihan uta. May kaso tampi wapatin, maka usitoy no tepiw wapatamanis ta kuha kumakanok. Pasquamos to Skyty, you imams komi. Kiano ni hiawak kahit gawia. Kiano uta aski, iuchia. Pewan Pasquamos to sita aski, iuchi. Ewa makakskate ma. Wim stay ni ang skate ma, son. Makapiche, skinomaki unan, kakipimi kusian, nistia pachitan. Recipe ko tayan. Magi ko'y ipinagataman ni maski kimot. Hakiyo ki ko yan, iwiya suyo namin ipinagataman. Magi ko'y otepito ko tayan. Mako ma, pipiguan ko ko. Usa, igimiya ki paskwa musok. Gawin si pigs ko yung magi. Diba, nga po tatin naman wow. Ego se kapitami kaya sa kihiwa kagip mo tahat sa kuhupas ko amusto sa. Wiwa igip mo apata ki iwita ko imatsik makiwi ko ni. Good afternoon everyone. I just want to use the language that I had adopted in reference to my translation. I come here with nothing. When I left my home, I left my medicine bundle. I left all my laws as well. I had to come here with nothing but this whistle because I cannot bring anything with his own man because that's his territory, that's his teachings, that's his laws I have to follow. And today I'm very humbled to be part of this happening. I stand here in a very humble man. My people here behind me, they asked me in a humble way, they offered me tobacco to talk for them on their behalf. And that's what I do, eh? And also we have bison at the University of Saskatchewan. Our herd, and this is what I use to communicate with them. This is their whistle, not mine. So if you bear with me for a moment, I will blow it 4 times on behalf of the bison here, the community, and everything else expanding over beyond.
Thank you, my elder. Again, we bring some humble greetings from our community, Mr. Wasis Nehewa, Treaty 6 territory in Saskatchewan. And my great grandfather, Chief Mr. Wasis, was signer of Treaty 6 as head chief of that territory back in the day. Again, I just want to understand that when we are talking about our brother Buffalo, he provided for us. He provided everything that gave us life. He provided food, he provided clothing, he provided tools. But now it's up to us as Neowak, as Anishinaabe, and that's who I am. My mother is from Cody First Nation. We had Chief White Hawk speak earlier. He's from my mom's community. And we always had a close tie, but we've never been together. But same thing here. Our brother Buffalo has always been out there looking for us, waiting for us to bring us back home, to bring him back home, to be able to be with us again, to provide for us again, to be a part of our communities, to be a part of our way of life, because that's what's important. Making sure that when we have something that provides us that life, that sustenance, that those teachings, we are only here for a short time as human beings on Mother Earth. And we got to take that knowledge. We got to take that spiritual knowledge. We got to understand one another. We got to understand that everything is connected. Everything is connected in a way where we're all relatives. Like mentioned earlier, some of the other chiefs mentioned that we got to respect all living creatures. Everything that has been created by the Creator. Again, there's a lot of things that I don't know. I'm learning every day. I pray every day for our people back home. I pray for our brother Buffalo to come back home one day. And he is. He's coming back home. Eventually, when we start coming together as people like this, we are stronger when we're together. We understand that there's a place and a time when this happens. And like we said, we're all here for a reason. We're here to protect. We're here to provide for Brother Buffalo like he has always done for us for forever. So again, I just want to thank my community for standing with us here today. I have to my left here Michelle Watson. She's eldest daughter to Chief Daryl Watson back home, and he couldn't make it here today. But I'm a headman. I'm a headman of my community, but I've always sat in a chair where I've always held my community as top and close to my heart, as close as possible, next to my family, next to my wife, next to my kids. So again, to my furthest left is my uncle Anthony Johnston. He's been instrumental too in bringing our Buffalo back, bringing the history back to our community regarding making sure that that history, those teachings, those understanding of who we are and where we come from, our lineages are always going to be there. So again, bringing all this back to our communities and thanking the Kainai tribe here for welcoming us here in your territory again. We humbly are very appreciative of everything that you've done for us and provided for us while we were here. And you have a beautiful community and a beautiful heart. Hey, hey.
Dazo, Kwali Klanetsi, Iani, Aznet, Na Pahaita Hinajiwi, Lucille Contreras, my father, Joe Contreras, Lipan Apache, my mother, Alice Contreras, Aztec. I'm here with my daughter-in-law, Sarah Mendez. We come from way on the other side of the land in the state we call Texas now. I come here in so much gratitude. Thank you, Dr. Leroy Little Bear, for love and compassion, and Mother Amethyst also for your love and guidance, and all of my Buffalo sisters, Maria, Vitasha, Glenda, all the young ladies, Grandmother Flora, thank y'all so much. Buffalo Women's Society, here. We come from this land also, our ancestors. We've come from this land from thousands of years ago. And a few years ago, I actuated a vision and a prayer to breathe life back into Texas indigenous lineal descendants by praying with the buffalo lung at the sacred tree. And it's been amazing and powerful how in a short amount of time, 4 years, our herd started in 2020 with 9, and today we have 27 beautiful, thriving, healthy Southern Plains bison. And I hope that you all have been enjoying the this very cool weather that we brought from Texas. And when I will be thinking of y'all when it's cold and snowy and wintry, y'all are all invited to my homeland, the Lipan Apache. And I want to also acknowledge my sister, my mashke, Monica Rattling Hawk. I have a gift that I want to give, I want to offer to Kainai, Ibri, and International Buffalo Treaty. Was a little bit too small to put in my suitcase, but I have a 10-year-old Southern Plains bison bull, and I'd like to bring him and give him to you all. Our ranch manager, Denise Lozano, would be so happy and honored to drive him up, and whatever we need to do to make sure he comes safely so that we can continue our connection, our bloodlines, and our growing our herds together in a beautiful and good way.
The Lipan Apache, as she said, they're from Texas, and there are most southern signatories to the Buffalo Treaty. And we thank them very much for their gift to the Kainai, to the Blood Tribe, to bring a buffalo from one of their herds to our herd here on the Blood Indian Reserve. Thank you again.
Kisukyukia, Rapineske, Husukeshkukni, Nelson Mietki, Hukakshek, Akukshi, Pitzak Bashki, Huini Akanahunek, Kaki Kahi, Yakit Aknukshir, Husukeshkukni, Matoki. And thank you to the pipe holders and for the ceremony this morning. I'm Chief Heidi Gravel. I come from Yakut Aknokliat, which is literally just on the other side of the mountains. For us being new signatories this year, and the topic over the last few days of being a renewal, for us, for Akanahunik, the people where the water comes out of the mountain, it's a renewal of our relationship, specifically with the Blackfoot people, which was the relationship to the buffalo. And so I do come with gifts because that's something when we would come to our hunts, there was a place where we would meet and we would leave gifts. And it was then it would be decided what we get to hunt. And so renewing those relationships is equally as important. We've never signed a treaty. And I want to say a Canadian-driven constitutional treaty. But this treaty we will sign because the basis of it is from our culture, it's from our hearts, and it's sharing who we are. So there's a lot of meaning there. I do want to Malo here, Mary Masila. She was the former chief for 20 years before I stepped into her role, and she's a huge mentor to me daily on what we continue to do. So I want to thank her for being here and participating and building those connections as well as an elder. Also, fellow Councilman Garrett Gravel and our youth. And I want to speak particularly to our youth because our youth are struggling, and it's these types of circles that we as leadership or elders need to bring our youth into and teach them so that they can learn not just our ways, but those of the other nations as well, so that those stories can be passed down and that they continue to live our way of life. Tahas.
Chiefs, ladies of high rank, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my Heiltsach Himas, chief's name is Gladliasila. Gladliasila was the first human that came down at Tlachtsa on the west coast of what is now referred to as Canada. We have many stories along the coast. It's an honor and a privilege to be here today to witness this important work that you are doing. 1 decade of this treaty, holding up the buffalo in that sacred relationship that you have. We are the salmon nations from the west coast. We gather our sustenance from the sea as you gather your sustenance from the buffalo. The northern people, the caribou people, from all throughout the boreal, we're all dealing with similar struggles about our relationship to the natural world due to the impacts of colonization that directly affects our food security. We're here to stand in support and solidarity. The only treaty that the Heiltsach have is with the Haida Nation that stopped the wars between our tribes, raiding and counter-raiding on the great ocean-going canoes of the Pacific Northwest coast. Our leaders of that time agreed we would stop doing that. We stood together when the Haida went forward to have their title recognized. They cut an agreement with the province of British Columbia recognizing Haida title to Haida Gwaii, or what the colonialists referred to as Queen Charlotte Islands. We stood in solidarity as we do today. Our leadership combines the Indian Act system with the elected chief and a hereditary chief system, which I represent through a joint leadership. I will bring back to our people the great works that are currently occurring here on the Great Plains, the great leadership of your people, the incredible work that has laid the foundation, because we know that all of these resources we talk about, the buffalo and the salmon and the caribou, they all need water, they need land, and they need food, as we do as human beings, a part of this connection. And that's our responsibility to stand up. I appreciate the gesture and the question that was asked in the lodge. Ceremony as leadership. That's what we see today, is ceremony as leadership. Not to do it according to the colonizer's way, but according to what we refer to as Gwilas, our laws and our Lukwe, which is our source of power that came down from Okami, the creator. We're here to validate and affirm in our Potlatch way. We basically do the business very similar, and it's validated by witnesses. It's our honor and privilege. This is my better half, my wife, Kathy. My English name is Frank Brown, Kathy Brown. I want to take one moment to do a shout out to Elliot Fox from the Kainai. Our sons graduated from law school together and they became the best of brothers. And he was adopted, vested into my house. He came to Bella Bella, where I'm from, to a potlatch, and was adopted in ceremony, 2 days of potlatch ceremony. That binds us together as the Kainai and representative of the Great Plains people that you are. It's our honor and privilege to be the first-time signatories on this treaty that you have amongst Indigenous people. We have a small token that we would like to hand over to your great leader, your great intellectual giant of your people. It's a copper, which is a symbol of wealth for our people. And in our way, we can't potlatch until you lay a copper down. And this is in recognition of this tremendous visionary leader of your people. Oui.
Oh yes. So Kilkokene, Kinwake, Kisu Kyukit. I am known as Janice. My last name is Alpine. I'm with the Kainai Nation. I'm coming to you from Akiskanokne, Akiskanok. And I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't sure what to expect. I'm grateful for the Buffalo Women's Society to bring us here, to be witness, and to as well to sign as a treaty member. Dr. Leroy, it's so grateful to get to know you, and I think we'll get to know you. We'll get to know each other a lot more. You are one great force. So grateful that we have somebody like you on our side. So I am, through proxy, will be signing, or reassigning, or no, actually signing on behalf of the Akiskimik First Nation. And It's just grateful to be here on the homelands, the Kainai people, the Black people. Grateful to be here. Buenas tardes.
First and foremost, I would like to thank the Creator for this beautiful day and allowing us to gather and Kainai here and hosting the event, all the planning and the organizing. And my name is Traven Pipestem. I am from the Montana First Nation. I am an elected official council. These are my colleagues beside me. Simone Pipestem to my left, Lenya Potts to our right, and Chief Sens is sincere regrets that he can't be here today. He had prior commitments, so he had proxied myself to be a signatory for this. So our former leader, Leonard Standing on the Road, had signed to the Buffalo Treaty in 2019. So we are here to reaffirm, and we're grateful for today.
Minoish Gwaunakwe, Wabe, Penasi Kwe, Natishnakas, Sagame, Anishinabek, Natunchi. I greet everyone here. I want to acknowledge the prayers and the pipes that were lifted on behalf of all of us this morning. And I want to acknowledge, of course, the Blood Tribe for their beautiful hospitality. I appreciate being in their beautiful territory in Treaty 7. My name is Chief Lynn Akus. I'm from Sagame Anishinaabe in Treaty 4 territory. We were signatories in September 2016 at Treaty 4 grounds. That's the near where our ancestors originally signed Treaty 4. This is Lauren K. Quidaway, one of our members of our nation and also a Buffalo person, and Amber Sangways, our head person who is instrumental in Zagame getting our first herd of buffalo. We have two herds. The original herd is a hybrid herd from the ocean herd, brought to us through the generosity of Papixis, Cree Nation, and Lokakoa. And we were lucky to get buffalo subsequent to that. And we keep them separate because they're plains bison from Grasslands National Park in Saskatchewan. We want to thank Dr. Little Bear and Amethyst First Rider and their helpers for everything they've done, for their love and kindness. That's love and kindness goes a long way, and it shows with this big alliance that we witness here today. In closing, I just want to say, greet all of the Buffalo people here and thank them. All the work you do holds us up as well. We're here to re-sign the Buffalo and reaffirm our commitment to one day seeing the restoration of the Buffalo Nation. Aha, miigwech.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to speak for the Buffalo Women's Society. I'm one of their brothers. I'm also one of their elders. I used to sing for them. Last year, they appointed a new singer. I got put out to pasture, but I'm still on the sidelines. I'd like to speak for them at this point. Many of you have seen them begin our day every day with the word of prayer. They are a very sacred society. Annually, we gather at a traditional camp just up the road here. Last summer we had a little over 200 teepees in that big circle, and they begin with their ceremonies. They begin all ceremonies that take place at that traditional camp. So it's always a pleasure to be with the Moto Geeks. If any of you ever have the opportunity to come and join us at that traditional camp, cameras are outlawed. There's no recording equipment, but everybody is welcome to come and join in the very sacred prayers that many of our societies do. It would be honored if you would be present to witness their sacred dances. Their dances come right from the Buffalo Nation. So I invite the Moto Geeks now to come and sign this beautiful treaty welcoming again the buffalo, the return of the buffalo for the last 10 years. Again, they are teachers in many, many ways to our people. The two ladies at the end here are the former members, and they are now the grandmothers of the Moto Geeks, Agnes and Doreen, forever teaching them the old ways of the Moto Geek society. Their teachings go back millennia, generations to generations. These ways are handed down. They never change. They continue to practice those things that they represent. They are basically the mothers of the whole community when they come to our ceremonies, and we honor them always, and we thank them for their prayers, their continued support in many areas of our community life. Some of them have to take off to another commitment. They are called on in many different directions to help out with the schools, the various agencies we have. Up the hill here, we have ceremonial buildings, we have the administration building, we have our health department, and we're going to be opening a brand new tribal court fairly quickly. That's probably the only court that doesn't allow lawyers in there. All of our judicial people, our elders, people that have been involved in the traditional ceremonies. There is not one court in the country that can boast anything more than a 15% success rate in terms of recidivism. Our traditional court, because we use elders and the traditional teachers to do our traditional court hearings, our success rate is in the high 90 percentile range. So it works using the old ways. So again, we thank the Moto Geeks for their participation, their prayers, and to being here with us for the last 3 days. Beautiful presence that they bring to any gathering because they are very spiritual people, well connected to our traditional ways. And especially when you see them pray, they sit on the ground close to Mother Earth, where there is tremendous power and energy. Those of you that have joined in the prayers probably realize that. And we want to apologize for the hot sun. But the old people tell us we too are solar powered. So we give thanks for the heat that we're given today. And right after the Moto Geeks do their signing, we're going to invite the supporters and partners to come up here, form a line. We'd like you to sign as well. The helpers here will tell you which document they would like you to sign. So when you come to the front here, let them know whether you're a supporter, a partner, or a student. They'll tell you whichever table that you need to go to sign. To the chiefs and the leadership that were with us today, the blankets that were placed on your chairs, those are gifts to each and every one of you. So please take those home as memorabilia for your presence, your help, your prayers, your teachings here at the 10th Annual Buffalo Treaty. So leaders, the chiefs, your representatives, please come and pick up those blankets. Those are gifts to you from the committee, the organizing committee, Leroy and his staff, the host tribe here at Kainai First Nation,